Kelowna condo prices took a hit as we ended 2024. Will these lower prices continue into 2025? Only time will tell us that, and I will give my insights towards the end of this video. But for now, let's check out what's happening in the Kelowna condo market right now. So the number of sales that we have right now, ending December 2024, of course. Now, the number of sales we did have in December was up 53% over 2023. But remember, we did have the fires ending 2023. Obviously, they would have been out in December, but we did have the fires that started in August, and I think it just affected the whole market for the rest of the year and into January even, and Januaries are typically slower. So, but we did have 53% increase over this time last year, but keep the fires in mind. Now, 69 sales, might seem high, obviously, compared to last year, but we're actually back into a normal market. So around 70 sales in December for the condo market is quite normal. The amount of inventory we have sitting right now is around 600. Ending December, we're at 594, and that's a 19% increase in inventory over 2023. Now, the benchmark price for your typical condo here in the Kelowna area sitting around $475,000, down a couple percent over last year. And towards the end of this video, I will give my deal of the month, what I think is a great deal right now based off of this price. Now, the days to sell, so if you are a seller right now, it's taking what I call the advertised days to sell by our board. It's about 2 months it take typically about 2 months to sell your condo right now, depending on how you have it priced, of course. Now, the real days to sell, so our board doesn't include relisted properties. So even if it gets relisted a day later, let's say a condo was sitting on the market for 65 days and it didn't sell at a certain price, then they lowered the price, relisted it the next day, and then it actually sold. Let's say it sold 15 days later. So it sat on the market for 80 days. Well, the real days to sell would be 80 days, but our board would record that as 15 days sold. So I dig a little bit deeper into how long how long they're actually taking to sell right now. So I dig through all 69 sales to see if any of them were relisted, and that gave me the 83 days to sell. And the current list to sale price ratio has stayed the same pretty much all year, sitting at 97%, meaning buyers and sellers are negotiating on average around 3% off the list price. And the months of inventory, that tells us whether we're in a balanced market, a buyer's market, or a seller's market. And right now we're in a buyer's market with 8.6 months of inventory, meaning if we didn't sell or list any other properties beyond December 31st, it would take, in theory, about 8.5 months to sell off all that inventory. Now, to put that in context, if you remember back in 2021 and 2022 when the market was absolutely nuts, on some months, we had less than 2 months of inventory. And the absorption rate, which also tells us we're in a buyer's market, we're at 11.6% of the condos that sold, meaning if there was 10 condos, let's say they were listed in the same building, in theory, only one of those condos would have sold in December. Now, if you have any questions about the Kelowna real estate market, or if you're looking to buy or sell this year, really easy to get a hold of. You can just send me a text message to the number on the screen here. Or if you do prefer email, there is a link down below in the description. And if you want to book a Zoom call, there's also a link down there where you can book a one-on-one appointment with me. All right, so now let's get into the prices, the condo prices ending December 2024. Before we do that, if you're getting any value out of this video, hit the subscribe button and you'll stay up to date on my future videos. Now, as I mentioned, ending December 2024, we're at about $475,000 for your typical condo here in the Kelowna area. And again, I'll get into what I consider my deal of the month. Now, the peak of the market here in Kelowna was March 2022. with the typical condo being $556,000. We're down about 14% since then. Now, 2023 was the absolute peak after that, and we're at $535,000, so we have even come down from the prices in June of 2023. Now, if we take this red line back here, this is sort of our level of support here, where we're sitting at October 2021 prices. So if you did happen to buy essentially since then, you have potentially lost value. But remember, real estate's a long-term play. Hold on to the property as long as you can. If you can, hopefully you don't have to sell. You'll eventually be back into the black. Now, if you did purchase 5 years ago, you're up about 33% in value. And if you did happen to buy, let's say you did buy December 2019, and you would have shot up 56% in 27 months, just to give you an idea of how crazy the market was during those couple years there. Now, to continue my point on focusing on real estate long term, the compounded annual growth rate, so year over year over year, is 5.62% here in the Kelowna area for condos. And that's despite all the ups and all the downs and even the massive spike that we saw here. And just to give you an idea of the potential of real estate if you're looking to get into the market, over the last 20 years here in the Kelowna area, the condos have increased 199% since January of 2025 all the way to today at end of December 2024. Now, in terms of prices and what I think is going to happen in 2025, I don't think we'll see a lot of action in the pricing category, but I think leading into late spring, I think April, May, June, I think that's going to be busy. Typically, the spring market is busier, but I think compared to especially the last couple of years, I think 2025 is going to be a busy sales season here in the spring. And I think for the whole year, I think the condos prices are going to remain around, or if not under, $500,000 for the year. But only time will tell us that. So let's get into my deal of the month. So this property is $429,000. It's located in Kelowna's Lower Mission. It's less than the benchmark price here in Kelowna, which at $475. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, just over 1,000 square feet. So you get some space. This one is a corner unit. It's located across from Okanagan College. So if you're a student, or maybe your son or daughter is a student, and you're looking to buy them a condo, they can rent the second room to a friend. Or if you are a straight investor, this is a great location for investors as well because it's located across from the college. Has a pool, has a hot tub, sauna, there's a little gym as well. It's walking distance to all the shopping and the lake and beaches as well. And if you are a first-time home buyer, it's only 5% down needed because it is under $500,000. So your down payment's roughly $21,000. Now, if you happen to be a first-time home buyer, there's 5 mistakes that you want to avoid if you are a first-time home buyer. Right up here in this next video.